Welcome to another tutorial on Matlab. In this tutorial, we are having a look into the basic concepts related to Matlab scripting, and in this particular video, we will be having a look into the concept of looping in Matlab environment. So before we jump into directly the program part, we need to know like what is the use of loops, right? So, so to understand the same, we can take a realistic example, like something which we all are aware of. So we can consider an example of constructing a house. So if you hire an engineer or some workforce, so you will have some manpower who will do your job while construction. So basically, the house is being constructed with the help of bricks. So here is one brick which you have, and the main job of the constructor is to construct a wall, then another wall, and then after that another wall, and also the roof and all those things. So basically, those are the components of the house. So over here, if you consider the one brick as one element over here, then to construct this wall, you will need multiple bricks. Maybe this is brick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like this, it will continue. So with the help of one brick, you cannot construct the house, right? Or you cannot construct a wall. So this is a wall which we construct with the help of some bricks. So considering the same, so when he construct the next wall, he will be also using the bricks, right? Multiple bricks. So here he knows maybe previously how much bricks are needed. Maybe he will not be also aware. So there could be two possibilities over here. So one is how many bricks he will be able to know. So the n, if we consider this n is known, and if the n is not known, that is another scenario. So here n is not known, right? So here n is not known and he is constructing. So after some maybe one wall get completes, he will stop and then he will go for the next wall. So that could be the stopping condition. So for every loop, you need to have a stopping condition. So what are the major things that you should have in a loop? So loop, it should have a starting point. It should have also an ending point, and it should also have a iterator. So this iterator will help you to increment. This will increment over time. Okay, so suppose our main objective is to construct a house with the wall height of this much, right? Then here in this scenario, your beginning point is the base, which is the height 0. And maybe if you consider the full height as h, then your ending point is h, or maybe you can consider it as 10 meter. And your increment part is like or every brick layer, how much you are incrementing your height, right? So this is the increment. Maybe with one brick you are increasing maybe uh, 10 centimeter of height. So with the help of this, you can predict like how much bricks are needed and how many layers you need to put in. So this will be a realistic example of a looping statement. And considering the point, like there could be two possibilities, right? One is unknown n and one is known n. So in that case, you will have two options. So for unknown, you will be using while loop. So this is basically a condition based loop. And you will also have one more type of loop, which is basically a known iteration, like how much you want to use your iterator, how much it should get. So here in this case, you know the height, so you do not know the amount of bricks that is needed to reach this height. So this could be a while condition. Okay. But if you go to a known height or known number of bricks, so for this, maybe you know already 100 bricks are needed already because of the experience. Then in that case, you know the end count. So in this case, you will be using for loop. So because you know the end count, you will be using for loop, and because of that, you know like at every time how much it will increment. So this is a basic example how you can consider two different types of loop and basically what is a loop. So now let's jump into a simple program and see like how in MATLAB things are getting constructed, and how you will be able to know like what happens inside any MATLAB environment when you create a loop. Yeah, so over here you have a MATLAB program, which is basically a M script. Okay, and over here, if you see the first line, so these are all the lines of code, which are the active lines of code, and these green things are comments. We will also execute this program in MATLAB environment after this. Yeah, so these are the comments. The green area which you are able to see with the percentage sign are the comments. But let's jump into like what is basically happening in the code. So if you see the first line of the code, then you have x is equal to a rand I, and this is the code, right? And what is happening over here? So to iterate anything, we need some input on which we will be iterating, right? So the input data need to be there. Otherwise, we cannot process anything. So this is our input data. And what the meaning of this data creation is rand I, it means integer. And first you will give the range, right? So within what range you want this input to be. So here we have mentioned 1 comma 100, so the number should be between 1 to 100. Okay, so any number it can be, and it will be randomly generated. And here the second part, if you see here, we have defined the dimension, like how many elements we need. So the first element that you see over here is row. So first is the row, so we need a one row and 20 columns. So column is 20. So this is what we done in the first line. So first line is explaining that you will be creating a vector with 20 elements as 20 columns, and you will be doing this update, or you will be creating random numbers like this so that we can process it. Yeah, so the next part is the creation of mean. So mean is a command which will just generate an average number out of these elements. So basically it sum it up and divide with the number of elements. So that will generate the mean. and that we need maybe for some comparison. Because of that we need this. And next is these variables. So these variables we will be using to count something. So basically k, all the variables are being defined 0, because when we start the counting we will increment these variables one by one. So because of that it is all 0. So we do have three types of counter over here. Okay, so the first will be counting like whether the number is greater than your mean or not. Next is whether your number is smaller than your mean or not, right? And next is if none of them is satisfied, then we will count one more time. So that will store like if the number is equal to mean or not, right? So that could be the possible else condition. So in this case, we did define all these, and then we start the for loop. Okay, so let's jump into the for loop, how it is behaving. So when you write for, so whatever the statement that you see over here, when you write this, so basically what MATLAB generates is a index or an array, and it will implement this first. Okay, so the meaning of this one is start with 1 and end with 10 with the interval of 1. So what it will create, it will create a array starting from 1, number 1, first index, and then it will be ending at 10 on the 10th index. So basically this is got created. And whenever you write like this, so first element will go for the first time, then when it loops back again, the second iteration, the second element will go, and like that it will go. So third element next, fourth element, like this till 10th element. So basically the main reason of writing this part is to make a vector which will just help you to iterate. Okay, then if you see over here, um, we are doing some comparison. So this is the vector x that we created, and it is holding this all values, 20 elements. Now we want to compare it. So first I will compare that whether this element is greater than mean or not. So mean we already calculated, and here how we are accessing the element x and the index. So I is the value that we got for the first time. It will be 1, then it will be 2, then it will be 3. So it is basically accessing the elements over here in the vector x, and as we have used this value x and then the index, so that's why it is taking that value and comparing it with the m. So if it is greater than m, then we are incrementing the count. So we are making k equal to k plus 1. Now it will be 1. So k will be 1 for the first iteration. Okay, and same thing, we checked like whether it is smaller than the m or not. In that case, if it is smaller, then we will increment l equal to l plus 1, and in that case l will be 1 because l is 0. So like this it will increment if it is smaller, if it is greater. If none of the condition is getting satisfied, then in that case you will be incrementing n by 1. Okay, so like that you will be incrementing it, and you will be iterating over and over again. So here we know like we will be implementing it 10 iteration, because we have defined it 1 to 10 with the interval of 1. So till now we've seen how the basic concepts behind the for loop works and basic looping statement works, but the main key point is how to write the program in a better way. So as we already discussed the same program, so let's start with the same, and that will make you understand the concept in a better way. So here we will be using the debugger as usual, and we will just step the program. So we'll just run. So we are at this debugging point, and maybe before that we need to clear all the variables, close the existing plots, and maybe all those things we need to do. We are on CLC, so this will clear the command window. So now let's play. And here you can see no variables available, command window is clear, and we are in the debugging mode. So now let's step. So with the help of this step, we executed the line 3, and in line 3 we do create this random variable. So if you click here, then you can see how the variable got generated, and it has all the 20 elements. So you can see this is having 20 elements, and the range is between 1 to 100. So once we do create this, then we need to calculate the mean. So here in this line, we will calculate mean. So step. So we got calculated the mean, that is 40.9. Then we initialize these variables. So let's initialize these variables. So we did initialize the variables k, l, and n, because these are the variables we will be using inside the for loop. Now step. So now we are inside the for loop, and you can see the variable I now that is having the value 1, right? So now if I step again, then it will check this if statement, and if it satisfies, then it will come here and increment the value of k. So let's check that. So it didn't satisfy, so it gone here. Okay, so you can check the number, yeah, x of I. So what is basically x of 1? X of 1 will be, if you double click over here, that is 35. So it is not greater than the mean, because mean is 40.9. Now step. So else if condition got satisfied, and now if you see over here, before we execute, if you see L is 0. Now if we execute this statement, then L will increment. Okay, and L got incremented to 1, and then it ended this if statement. So basically what we done, we kept a if statement, if else if statement inside this for loop to take some decisions. So this is what basically, if you go for a practical implementation, so we usually create things like this. Inside for loop, we will be doing and performing some action, and that will be repeated over time, like putting bricks by bricks to make the wall. So every bricks is a element, and on that we will be processing it. So now we will check what is the I. So in this case, till now I is 1. If we step again, then it will jump back again to the next iteration, which is the line number 10. And there you can see in the next iteration I is 2. So now if you want to see like what is second element of x, then it is 12. So what basically we are doing, we are scanning this element one by one, this element. So basically what we are doing, we are scanning the elements of x one by one and processing it. Same process is there, but it is repeated with the help of this. So again we are checking. So first condition didn't satisfy because our number is 15. Second condition got satisfied, and here we are getting increment in the L again, right? So now L is 2. Okay, so like this it will count. So let's see like when this key got incremented. So we will put a debugger here, and let's check. So press on the continue button. Now the iteration 3 will have the element which is having a number greater than the mean. Okay, that's why it stopped here. Now if we step again, then k will increment, because k is 0, and till this point k didn't increment till now. So step. Okay, k got 1, and now it will exit, and again it will continue. Now let's see, like if there is any n increment is there, or if the element inside x is equal to the mean value or not. Any element do we have like that? So I mostly think like it will not have, but let's try. So press continue. So you can see 10 elements got scanned, and there is no element which is equal to the mean of the values or the array. So because of that, it didn't increment the value for n, because if it is equal to the mean value, then only it will increment. So this is how you can implement a for loop. So these are the things you need to consider while creating a for loop. So here what we seen, we know the count. So because of that, we implement this for loop, right? Otherwise we could have implemented it using while loop if we know the conditions that we will see in the next tutorial about the while loop. But over here I'm typing like 10. That is a hard-coded one. Hard-coded means it is a fixed value which you need to go and edit. But suppose I want to make it dynamic. So if I change the size of x, then it will adapt by itself. So that is also possible by using the command length. So length of x. So now if you evaluate this right in the command window, so you will get 20, and we did scan for 10 elements. So now if you run the program again, then you will get 20 is 20, and the values for k and l got incremented, and you can see over here k is 12 and l is 8. So overall, if you sum these two up, you will get 20. But suppose now if I just increase my length of the variable x, so instead of 20 I need 200 maybe. In this case, if I save the program and run it, now you will have it for 200 elements. So this is not performing the limited elements. This is performing the entire length of the element, and if I'm changing my variable, it is adapting from 1 to that length. So if you copy this and paste here and enter, then it is showing 200. So in this case 200 is the maximum length of this vector x, and that's why you are able to iterate it till 200. So that is how you can make it dynamic, and you can create a for loop. So this is just a basic example of the for loop. So in summary, what we've seen already in this particular tutorial is what is basically a loop and how the loop works, and why should we use loop to do some repeated task. Considered an example of a house construction, and then we seen like what are the two types of loops there are there which we can make possibly. And one could be like the number of iteration known, and another is the number of iteration not known. Next is what we seen is what are the possible components that you will be able to find in a looping. So one could be starting point, another could be ending point, and another is increment over time. And we also seen a basic example of a Matlab program which involves the iteration of a vector. And this vector we did check for whether the values in the vector are greater than the mean, or smaller than the mean, or equal to mean. And with the help of that, we are able to count how many numbers are greater than and how many numbers are smaller than the mean, and also equal to the mean, with the help of these three variables k, l, and n, right? So this we studied till now, but definitely there is a complex implementation for these, which we will be seeing in the advanced videos. But till this point, this is the basic related to the looping concept. But uh, in the coming tutorial, we will be having a look into the while loop, which is basically a loop which involves condition, and we don't know in that place like until what time you will be iterating. And such conditions are very obvious when you deal with maybe text files. So yeah, this is all about for the for loop. And in case you are liking the channel, please consider subscribing. In case you have any comment or query, please let us know in the comment section. We will be more than happy to clarify your doubts. Have a great day. Take care.